Marvel has their own Justice League team. They are called the Squadron Supreme. The team members of this squad may resemble their DC counterparts in terms of power, strength, and also in appearance. The team consists of Hyperion as Superman, Nighthawk as Batman, Wizard as Flash, Power Princess as Wonder Woman, Amphibian as Aquaman, and many more. But what if the Marvel zombie saga takes place in their universe also, and the heroes of Squadron Supreme fall into darkness and become hungry for human flesh? Welcome to Comics Tube YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll review chapter 1 of Marvel Zombies Supreme. So, if you are new here, a sub to this channel would make my day. And also turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. The issue starts to kick in as a Captain Jill Harper and her special ops teams get a distress call from the Pegasus research facility due to a metahuman activity at that camp. Upon their landing at that base, Captain Jill Harper commands one of her soldiers to head for the entrance access panel. He replies, "Are we gonna get any backup in case this all goes pear-shaped? Because in our line, it always goes pear-shaped." The soldiers also bring Battlestar, who worked with Captain America as a backup. Jill goes on to tease him that, after hanging with Captain America, you're ready to run with the small dogs. Battlestar replies, "There is nothing small about you, Harper." She says, "My Guardsman Alpha Team is the finest meta-activity emergency response unit around. To superhumans like you, we don't look like much, but we get the job done." One of their tech specialists opened the security door. The door is made up of 40 tons of glass folded steel with a polywoven adamantium fiber shell, so no one can easily break into this facility. 4 hours ago, someone in that facility pushed the panic button. Because of that, the entire system goes into a complete shutoff to prevent dangerous things from happening. So the entire team don't know what upcoming threats there will be present. She orders one of her soldiers to stay outside of that entrance to cover their exit route. They slowly entered into the tunnel, but someone is following them from the backside. After they disappear to another route, the shadow figure quickly runs to the other side of the tunnel. When they arrive at the next tunnel, they see piles of flesh and blood are splattered into the ground. Suddenly, a zombified coworker of that facility emerges from the shadow and quickly runs towards them. But before he reaches to them, one of the soldiers shot his head with his shotgun, which ends up blasting his head all over the floor. When they headed to the next room, they find all the survivors and the scientists are trapped in there. Upon seeing them, one of the scientists goes on to comment, "Thank God you are here, we thought we were." But before he can even finish his line, the Nighthawk shows up at his back and bites his neck. In a matter of seconds, he quickly dashes at each one of them and starts to bite them. And then from the backside of that room, the zombified Squadron Supreme arrives. Upon seeing their horrible appearance, Medic Soldier heads towards them to help them. But before he can even realize anything, zombified Hyperion tears his hand by his mouth. Jill Harper quickly jumps into the action and fires at Hyperion, but instead her body hits with a tremendous force, causing her to fly backwards and hit the wall. As she started to look like defenseless, Hyperion dashes to her direction, but before he can bite her skin, he ends up getting knocked back by Battlestar's shield. But before Battlestar even reacts fast enough, Zombie Power Princess ends up whacking him across the head with her shield. Upon seeing Hyperion lying on the ground, they aggressively start to fire down with a machine gun at him, but it doesn't even do a scratch on him. While blocking each one of his bullets, he approached to him. Then he cut him half and tears him apart into several pieces. Then one of the remaining scientists gives Jill an Argonite stone, much like of a kryptonite, which can weaken Superman. They informs her they have been keeping this stone, which can make Hyperion weak. Without wasting any time, she quickly throws that stone at him, and when the Squadron Supreme gets busy to rid of the stone, the remaining soldier takes this as an advantage to escape from that room. When Jill asks the scientist the reason of this mess, he replies the Squadron Supreme came to their planet and lived there. One of their scientists, Dr. Dawei, convinced them that their DNA codes might lead to great leaps in medical science. He also injects their DNA to dead corpses to create the exact copy of the Squadron Supreme. But something went wrong as the cadavers infused with the power of original Squadron Supreme awakes with the hunger of human flesh. There is also another squadron member, his name is Nuke, but he seems to have different taste than the others. He went straight into the radioactive waste chute for some unknown reason. Beneath of the facility, the zombie Squadron Supreme arrives at a magma pool, which leads directly into the Earth's center. and Hyperion is the only one who can survive this extreme temperature. And this is the only way for their survival also. In the last panel, Hyperion breaks through the Earth's core and landed on the ground, and he have an ample amount of food supply, which can satisfy his hunger. Thus the chapter comes to a close. Which part you like the most, please comment down below. And to see more featured contents, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications. Please like, comment and share. I will see you guys soon.